Today's theme for WaCkY Wednesday is care and repair. We will explore and learn ways that we can repair some of the damage done to the earth and to replenish where it is possible. We all know that our water, creeks, rivers, lakes, and oceans, are often polluted with toxins and chemicals from littering and dumping. Our air is polluted with carbon emissions and gases from vehicles and factories. Our land is poisoned by pesticides and litter. Our forests are being depleted. Habitats are being destroyed by development. People are careless in over-harvesting and overfishing and cause species to become endangered and even extinct. What can we do? Well, we can plant new trees to replenish our forests. We can pick up litter along the creek. We can grow our own vegetables without using pesticides, and we can try to reduce waste. We can even drive less and ride our bikes more. Can you think of other ways? For today's activity, you will decorate a reusable tote bag that you can carry and use every day instead of plastic bags you would use only once and throw away. We will be reading today Earth Day, Every Day by Lisa Bullard. Chapter 1, What a Mess. My name's Trina. I'm an Earthling, and I live here on planet Earth. So do trees and bees and manatees. Unless you're from Mars, you're an Earthling too. People don't always take good care of our Earth home. We do things that hurt the Earth. We make the air dirty. We throw away too much, and we waste power. Mom says people should clean up their own messes. Earthlings made this Earth a mess, so we Earthlings should fix it. It's a job for everyone. Chapter 2, Miss Big Mouth. My brother calls me Miss Big Mouth. So I used my big mouth to help the Earth. Last week, I asked everyone I know to plan something for Earth Day. Today was finally the big day, April 22nd. Earth Day happens once a year on April 22nd. On that day, people everywhere remember to help the Earth. Earth Day also reminds us to take care of the Earth all year long. There's her big mouth. See, she's using her big mouth. My teacher taught my class how to plant trees. Everyone got to help. Someday our trees will grow to be much taller than we are. They'll make good homes for birds. You can also plant special gardens to feed bees and butterflies. And trees and plants aren't just helpful to animals. They also clean the air we all breathe. See the teacher teaching them how to plant the tree? My friends formed an Earth Day club. We had our first meeting at lunch. Earth's problems mean problems for animals too. Even my favorite tigers are having trouble. So our club decided to save money to help animals. People have formed many groups to help animals in trouble. The groups find ways to protect animals and the places they live. They study the animals to figure out new ways to help them. You can learn more about these groups on the internet. Ask your teacher or a parent to help you look. Chapter 3, My Family's Earth Day. My family and neighbors had an Earth Day trade. Everybody brought stuff they didn't need anymore. It's better for the Earth when we reuse old things. Reuse means to use something again. Then it doesn't end up in the trash. You also don't need to buy new things. Trading and reusing helps the Earth. We traded for things we want. My mom wouldn't let me trade my brother, so I traded an old puzzle for a soccer ball. She thought she could get away with trading a brother away. Didn't work. Now my family is having a special Earth night. We turned off the TV and the computer. That way we don't use as much power. Instead, we're playing board games. My dog Daisy and I are winning. Using power can make the air dirty, so turn off lights and machines whenever you can. Play outside instead of playing video games. Saving power helps save the Earth. Maybe you can use your big mouth too. Together, we can talk to everyone about helping the Earth. We'll ask people to make it Earth Day every day. Then we can all find other ways to save the Earth tomorrow.
Wow.
Our second book is called Who Lives in the Alligator Hole by Anne Rockwell. Who lives in an alligator hole? Can you see other things there already? Now here's the back end of the alligator. And here's the front end. What do you know about alligators? That they are scary looking with big jaws and sharp teeth? What do you think they're good for? Gator wrestling? Being made into shoes, purses, and wallets. Being fried for supper. Alligators are good for more than that. Alligators are members of an ancient group of animals called crocodilians. Their ancestors, such as geosaurs, were on the earth many, many years ago, a long, long time, when dinosaurs lived. Dinosaurs became extinct, but crocodiles adapted and survived. Now here's a picture of the dinosaurs, and it shows how they transformed actually into alligators and crocodiles. All crocodilians are cold-blooded reptiles. They warm their blood by basking in the sun. Most live in hot, wet places, but alligators can live in cooler climates than other crocodilians. They are found in the swamps, lakes, rivers, and bayous of southeastern United States. For a long time, people thought American alligators were the only kind in the world. Then, about 100 years ago, alligators were discovered in China. Chinese alligators are shorter and fatter than American ones. There's a picture of a Chinese alligator right there. See how they look different? Yeah. More alligators live in Florida than anywhere else. In the Everglades, there is a wet season, when it rains every day. There is also a dry season, when it hardly rains at all. The ground is covered with sawgrass and muck. Underneath the muck is mud. Underneath the mud is limestone. Underneath the limestone is fresh water. In some places, there is a hollow in the limestone a few feet deep, where underground water can seep up through the stone. Now, here's a picture of that. You can see the limestone down here and the muck. When the alligator discovers damp muck, it begins to dig. By thrashing its powerful head, tail, and body from side to side, it shoves the thick muck away. Soon, a wide hole fills with water a few feet deep. Then a lot starts to happen in that alligator hole. Fish and insects lying dormant in the wet mud wake up and lay eggs. The eggs hatch into more fish and insects. Birds come to eat them. Seeds in the bird droppings sprout. More birds and animals come to eat and drink. So that gator in that gator hole is affecting a lot of creatures. When one species changes the environment for its own use in a way that helps other plants and animals, scientists call it a keystone species. The alligator is a keystone species. Some animals at the gator hole eat plants. Some are predators that eat other animals. The alligator is the largest. When hungry, it will eat smaller animals, but most of the time, the alligator is not a danger to animals living beside it because it doesn't eat many of them. It doesn't need to. These are all the creatures that are in that, near that alligator hole. And the alligator doesn't eat them. Let's find out why. Cold-blooded animals don't need to eat as often as warm-blooded ones. They don't use food to keep their blood warm the way birds and mammals do. In winter, alligators eat only once a month. If the air temperature drops below 52 degrees Fahrenheit, they can't digest food. On cold and cloudy days, they sleep in the dens they dig near the water's edge and keep warm. There's a picture of the alligator in its den. The alligator eats animals that live near it, but not enough to harm the population. In fact, the alligator helps balance everything. It eats raccoons that would have eaten too many birds' eggs. It eats large fish that would have eaten many smaller ones. By the time people understood how important alligators were to the environment, there weren't many left. Their skins had been fashionable all over the world for about 100 years. Millions had been killed. More and more were being hunted each night. People also thought the wetlands where alligators lived weren't good for much, so they decided to get rid of them. Engineers built canals and made dams until much of the wild southern wetlands were turned into farms, roads, malls, houses, and golf courses. By the 1960s, alligators were on their way to extinction. That means there were not going to be any more if it continued like that. When a keystone species disappears, other species that depend on it may also disappear. Laws were passed to protect alligators. It became illegal to hunt them or buy and sell their skins in the United States. But poachers still hunted them illegally because people in other countries paid good money for their skins. Finally, many other countries agreed not to buy alligator skins or any products that came from killing them. Now people understand how important wetlands are to people, plants, and animals. The United States government is now planning to return the Florida Everglades to its wild state. The American alligator is one of the world's most successful stories of a species saved from extinction just in time. 30 years ago, there were only a few thousand wild alligators left in the United States. Now, there are more than 2 million, but its relative in China is one of the most endangered animals on Earth. Can you think of ways to save the Chinese alligator also? Okay, there's your story. I think that's the end. Yes, about the alligator.